FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com. Now, it's time to talk on Teleforum on Beaver County Radio. 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, 99.3 FM, and beavercountyradio.com. And now, here is the host of the show, Eddie Crow.
.30 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, 99.3 FM, 95.7 FM, streaming live at beavercountyradio.com. You can listen to us with the free Beaver County Radio app. The energy provided by all of the activity going on. Mark and Nate Kopsack are here with me, and somebody else just snuck in, and we're going to talk about Beaver County Boom. First things first, let's go ahead. What is your name?
Hi, my name is Gretchen Diatri, and I'm the Assistant Director of Beaver County Recreation and Tourism.
Okay. I got to be honest with you. I mean, I like both of you guys. I was happier when she came in. So
totally understand.
We're talking Beaver County Boom. I'll start with you. This is in the process of being Facebook Live, so when I point and I'm really vague about it, you can watch the feed. I'll start with you. Why are you guys still involved with this? Because this is how many years?
This is our 13th. Believe it or not, we kind of sat around last week. We can't believe it's been that long, but 13 years we've been doing Beaver County Boom, pulling this incredible team together to make something enormous happen right here in Beaver County.
13 years. How many years has Zambelli been involved in it?
Every single one of them. When you want a world-class show, there's one company that provides fireworks, and that's Zambelli International. So.
Well, that was a lead-in because I believe Dr. Zambelli is on the phone. Is that you, Doctor? Going once? Doctor? Give me the news. No. I'm going to wait for him. Dude, when a doctor calls you, you wait by the phone for him to call back. You may never get another appointment. Beaver County Boom. What's different about this year? I'm thinking of a big thing, but there's other things too.
Well, yeah. I mean, we have a lot going on. Obviously, we've been partnering with Visit Beaver County and tourism, and we have they're doing a huge event on the bridge this year, and I can let Gretchen talk about that. But Visit Beaver County's been a huge supporter of ours for many years, helping Beaver County Boom become the main event here in Beaver County. But the concert, the free concert on the bridge, which will bring large thousands of people to the confluence, is going to be a very exciting time for Beaver County. So, and I'll let Gretchen talk about that and the details a little bit more.
All right.
Yeah, sure. So, as was said, Visit Beaver County has always been a supporter, a sponsor, a partner with Boom, and this year we really wanted to blow it out of the water, I guess you could
Right.
say. And so, with some of our great sponsors, such as the True Value in Rochester and same with the Shop and Save in Rochester, they helped us bring in a national act. I'm sure it's probably the worst kept secret, but it's big and rich.
Right.
And they will be taking the main stage at 8:30, right on Veterans Bridge, right at the mouth on 51 side.
When does the road closure situation start? Because I saw an article posted yesterday. You can't show up an hour before and say, all right, shut it down now, let's get set up. It takes longer than that.
That's correct. So the road closure begins at 5 a.m., and that is 51 at Leopard Lane to the intersection of 51 and Beaver Street. And if you're familiar with the area, that is where the quick fill is at the bottom of Falston Hill. I know a lot of people are visual, so that could be helpful.
No, those are Beaver County directions. You hear that
Find the landmark.
a building used to be there, turn there. Yeah.
But so the road starts, they close at 5 because the big stage is being delivered at 6 a.m. and that will take quite a bit of time to build during the day. But the activities start at 3 p.m. and there will be other stages on the bridge as well as other activities. There's a green lot next to Jerry's Curb Service, and that is the children's zone, and there will be another stage there as well. So there will be things going on all day, even though the stage will be built during the day. There's still lots of things to do.
Gretchen is here. Nate and Mark are here. We're talking Beaver County Boom on Teleforum. And I believe we're going to try again. I think I have Dr. Zambelli on the line, but I thought that before. Hi, is this Dr. Zambelli?
Yes, it is. And like Gretchen said, we're given the assignment to blow it out of the water.
How tough is it to outdo yourself year after year and generation after generation, to be honest?
After the show, right after the 4th of July, actually, we start looking at these world-class shows like Beaver County Boom, and we sit down and try to come up with new ideas. And I think you're going to see much bigger shells in this show, and there's going to be a lot of activity. The show is going to be spread out more. We've been given a lot more area on 3 barges, and it's going to be spectacular.
1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA. I think I've asked you this over the last couple of years, but I'm going to ask you again, Doctor. Are you ever going to retire?
Well, I always joke and say you're invited to the retirement party, and it's 3 days after I retire in the funeral home.
Wow, that is both morbid and inspiring at the same time. Are you one of those people that's just would you go crazy if you didn't have something to do?
Oh, certainly. My father worked 364 days a year, and the only day he took off was Christmas, and ironically, he died on Christmas Day, so I guess if he would have worked on Christmas, he would have lived a little longer. But, no, I enjoy it. It's fun, both in my cataract surgical practice. It's fun helping people, and with fireworks, it's fun entertaining people. So it's a real joy to work.
Dr. Zambelli is my guest, along with Gretchen and Mark and Nate, and we're talking about the Beaver County Boom that happens tomorrow. How much more enjoyment and how much more fulfillment do you get because it's a family affair with what you do?
Well, I've been doing this ever since I was about 6 years old, and it's just a lot of fun. And, Western Pennsylvanians do not realize that this show tomorrow night will be more powerful per minute than the 4th of July show in Pittsburgh. So anybody in the listening audience, they should plan on being here tomorrow night.
How many pounds of gunpowder are going to blow up over our heads? Thousands?
Thousands. And I'm here on the barge as we speak, and we're loading, and we're going to get everything locked, hopefully by this evening.
How long does it take to load in a show of this size? You're already there a day early. I'm sure all of the computer stuff has had to have been done, and this is just set up, or are you still tuning things?
Well, it takes about an hour for every choreographed minute to design the show. Zach Kamenoshin, actually from Florida, choreograph the show. Then that information is sent to the plant. We have 200 acres and over 100 buildings, and you have to go to the various buildings to pick out the required pyrotechnics that he chose. You have to number them. There's just a lot to it. But on site, it takes 3 days. There's a lot of work involved, a lot behind the scenes.
Do you have a favorite firework?
Well, I like the hearts. The heart design is nice. The Zambelli Kopsack, where comets go up in the air and they keep splitting, is one of the favorites. But there's a lot of them.
How do they make the hearts blow out like hearts? I understand the chemicals burning and that making different colors, Dr. Zambelli, but how do you get a shape to blow out? Because that's an explosion up in the air with equal force on all sides.
Right. Well, when you have a half a sphere of a sphere, and you actually put the pyrotechnic pellets in the shape of a heart. So when it explodes, it takes that form.
So it's much easier than my brain's making it.
Well, yeah, it's easier, but it's very time-consuming and meticulous.
What's the most expensive single shell that we'll see tomorrow night?
Well, there are shells that have 8-inch diameters, and those shells will reach about 800 feet in the air, and they're valued at over $100 a piece.
Is there a limit because we're so close to the airport? Are there fireworks that you could normally shoot up into the sky, but because we're near Pittsburgh International or the Beaver Airport, you can't?
No, that really, we're far enough away. That isn't a problem. We need a safety zone, so for every inch of diameter, we need a radius of 100 feet. So we do have the 800-foot radius from where the barges will be anchored. So we can't shoot 10 or 12-inch shells. And actually, the 10 and 12-inch shells will soon be obsolete in the United States.
Why is that?
Because of the fact that it's very difficult to ship them. You have to transport them in the same trucks that you'd have to ship dynamite. And a lot of those shells are made in China, and China is restricting shells of 10 and 12-inch from leaving the country. And a lot of that is because the shipping companies just don't want to deal with those.
Before I have to let you go, one last question. Do you get more joy out of being a doctor or more joy out of watching people smile when you blow stuff up?
Well, both are so important in my life. I mean, it's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's cataracts by day and fireworks by night. And, it's really fulfilling when patients bring in tomatoes from their garden, and they're so appreciative that we've given them back their sight. And at the same time, like my dad taught me during the fireworks show, you turn around and you look at the faces of the crowd, and it's just so rewarding seeing the smiles, the oohs and ahs. And certainly we're going to see a lot of smiles and oohs and ahs because tomorrow night's Beaver County Boom is a world-class display, and the Pittsburghers are going to be jealous.
Dr. Zambelli, thank you for everything that you do, and thank you for calling in. I know Beaver County, the Zambelli name is as legendary around here as the Joe Willie name, and that's saying something, and I want to thank you for that.
Well, thank you as well, and we have to fulfill that responsibility and continue to create the Zambelli pyrotechnic magic.
Thank you for doing exactly what you do. Dr. Zambelli Fireworks tomorrow, just part of Beaver County Boom. We'll talk more about the boom after news on Teleforum on Beaver County Radio.
Boom is happening June the 24th, and Beaver County Radio is the place to listen for all the coverage. Presley Ridge will present a live broadcast on Beaver County Radio from the VIP headquarters at Mario 410 Grill from 6 until the choreographed fireworks and music get underway at 9:45. Take your radio along to listen or download our free app to listen on your mobile device, as Beaver County Radio is your exclusive place to hear the soundtrack to the fireworks. The Presley Ridge Beaver County Boom broadcast sponsors include Keystone Wellness Program, Bags and Blessings, the Hopewell Shopping Center, City Rescue, Electric Garage Door Sales, Tom Sipes Demolition, the J&J Spratt Funeral Home, Presley Ridge, and Beaver County Radio. 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com.
Put the brakes on. Stop and listen. If you need new brakes, the time to visit Beaver Valley Auto Mall's Express Lane Service Department in Monaca is now. For a limited time, you can get $40 off full brake service per axle. Must present brake coupon upon service write-up. You'd have to drive pretty far to get a better deal. And while you're there, get 3 oil changes, including 5 quarts of full synthetic oil, a multi-point inspection, and tire rotation for only $165. That's just $55 per oil change for full synthetic. The best price in Beaver County. That's $40 off full brake service per axle with coupon and 5 quarts of full synthetic oil, a multi-point inspection, and tire rotation for only $165. Everyone's saving at the Beaver Valley Auto Mall Express Lane in Monaca. Hurry, this is a limited time offer. Call 724-371-0566.
Highmark Blue Cross, Blue Shield, and Allegheny Health Network are pleased to present a new show on Beaver County Radio called Heroes. Tune in every Saturday at 10 and Sunday at 12:30 for Heroes, a wonderful half-hour segment hosted by Jim Roddy that profiles many of the local heroes in this community. Click highmark.com for more information, and then tune in for Heroes this Saturday at 10 and again Sunday at 12:30 on WBVP, WMBA, and 99.3 FM.
Summer is just around the corner. Have your air conditioner serviced and checked by a professional at Burns HVAC in Rochester. They have been serving Allegheny, Beaver, and Butler counties for over 30 years. No worries, they are fully insured and licensed. Whether it's heating, cooling, or even ventilation, Burns HVAC can help. They repair, install, and service all your needs. Burns HVAC is professional and takes pride in their work with efficient and prompt service. For price or service, call Josh at 412-522-0465 or visit BurnsHVACLLC.com to schedule an appointment. Put your house in the cool zone with Burns.
For the 13th year, eyes in Beaver County will turn to the skies on Saturday, June 24th for Push Beaver County's Beaver County Boom. Beaver County Boom is presented by Visit Beaver County, and it's bigger and better than ever. There will be skydivers, and both Air Heritage Vintage military airplanes will fly over, followed by the star of the show, Beaver County Boom, at 9:45 p.m. It all takes place over the Ohio River between Monaca and Rochester. Bring your radio along or listen to your smart device to the Beaver County Presley Ridge live broadcast on Beaver County Radio beginning at 6. Title presenter sponsor of Beaver County Boom is Visit Beaver County. Bronze sponsors include Arthur M. Brandt, MD, PhD, the Borough of New Brighton, Clearview Federal Credit Union, Gary J. Havranic, OD, Knoll Funeral Home, Riverside Bed and Breakfast, Rowe Monument, West Aircom Federal Credit Union, and West Banco Bank, among others. Don't miss Beaver County Boom, Saturday, June 24th.
Beaver County Radio's news source, 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and streaming at BeaverCountyRadio.com. Here's Curtis Walsh.
Good morning. We can expect a chance of showers and thunderstorms today with otherwise sunny skies and a high near 75 degrees. There is a hazardous weather outlook in effect today and tonight for low probability of flash flooding due to thunderstorms this afternoon and evening. We'll have a complete Beaver County Radio weather forecast after this look at news. Beginning at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, the northbound lanes of Route 51 will be closed from Leopard Lane to the intersection of Beaver Street and Route 51. Access to 51 from Riverside Drive will be unavailable. Also at 5 a.m., the Veterans Memorial Bridge will be closed in both directions from Route 65 and Route 51. The northbound turning lane and southbound turning lane of Route 65 onto the bridge will also be closed. These closures will remain in effect for 24 hours but could be open sooner. For access to Bridgewater, vehicles can turn on Leopard Lane, use the Beaver River Bridge, Bridge Street from 51, Wolf Lane, and Sharon Road to Riverside Drive. All trucks traveling north should stay on 65 or take the final exit for Route 68, and the southbound lanes of Route 51 will remain open. This is due to the boom on the bridge, which is presented in part by East Rochester Shop and Save and True Value. Central Valley School Board voted 5-4 for their $42 million budget, representing a tax increase of 3.43 mils. All fall sports coaches were hired. A middle school teacher and a paraprofessional resigned their positions effective June 2nd. 3 middle school teachers were hired and 1 special education teacher was also hired, effective August 22nd. Dr. Nick Perry congratulated the new teachers along with the board members. Amid the rising number of teachers leaving the field in Pennsylvania, a measure that would give student teachers a stipend while they're in the classroom for their degree passed the State House of Representatives Thursday. The legislation seeks to remove the barriers for prospective teachers as their work in the classroom currently goes unpaid as they finish their education. The program would award student teachers in Pennsylvania a minimum grant of $10,000. It now goes on to the state Senate. Officials say firefighters who responded to February's fiery train derailment in Ohio struggled to immediately identify the hazardous chemicals the train was hauling due to poor communication from the railroad. The National Transportation Safety Board held a rare field hearing in East Palestine on the Norfolk Southern derailment. The fire chiefs whose departments were first on scene said Thursday that firefighters need more hazardous materials training. Officials involved in the response defended their decision to release toxic vinyl chloride from 5 tank cars and burn it because they believed it was their only option to keep them from exploding. And Aliquippa School Board members voted 6-1 Wednesday night to adopt their 2023-24 budget, with President Tina Price Jeans voting no. Real estate tax millage was increased by 1 mil to 43.5 on buildings and 3 mils to 268 mils on land. Their total budget is just over $30 million. The total taxes will remain the same. The board also voted to approve the purchase of cheerleaders' uniforms at a cost not to exceed $3,000, and the board will meet again on Wednesday, July 19th at 6 p.m. in the Black Box Theater.
Here's the Beaver County forecast on 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
We can expect a chance of showers and thunderstorms today, with otherwise sunny skies and a high near 75 degrees. There is a hazardous weather outlook in effect today and tonight for low probability of flash flooding and thunderstorms this afternoon and evening. Showers and storms likely to continue tonight, with otherwise cloudy skies going down to a low of 63. A chance of showers tomorrow for the Beaver County boom. Otherwise, we'll hope for mostly cloudy skies, hopefully some sunshine with a high near 76 degrees. We'll have a chance of showers and storms on Sunday as well, with partly sunny skies and a high of 85, and showers likely Monday with a possible thunderstorm and a high near 77 degrees. On this Friday, June the 23rd of 2023, at 35 after 9, we've got a temperature of 64 degrees with cloudy skies in Beaver County. That's a look at the news for now. I'm Curtis Walsh on 99.3 FM, 95.7 FM, 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and streaming live around the world at beavercountyradio.com.
We've got so much to say that we need 4 radio stations. 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, 99.3 FM, and our newest edition, 95.7 FM.
It is Teleforum. We're talking about blowing stuff up. Do you ever wake up some days and wanting to blow stuff up more than other days? That's one of the questions I'm going to ask Gretchen Diatri. You ever want to, some days you wake up and go, you know what, today's one of these days I'm going to need to blow something up to make everything right, just like a reset?
Yes, I have 2 little kids, so I don't if I'm being honest.
Now, how old are the kids?
My daughter's going to be 3 next week, and my son will be 6. So, I
Yeah.
call them little firecrackers, so it's pretty appropriate to be talking about them, I guess.
Along with Gretchen, Mark and Nate Kopsack are my guests. We're talking about Beaver County Boom. Would either of you like to just, before we forget, say thank you to some of the sponsors? Because I know this cost forgive my language, a whole buttload of money to put on. And you guys look good, you dress good. I'm sure you're doing all right in life, but this is money outside of the moped industry. Right?
Oh yeah, I always say we get blood out of a turnip every year to make this happen. It is a special place, Beaver County, to have a world-class fireworks show in a little place like Beaver County. This year, if you heard Dr. Zambelli say in the last segment, it is going to be bigger
than Pittsburgh.
Bigger than Pittsburgh's this year, and that is because of our sponsors and, of course, our partners, Visit Beaver County, who've been with us since the beginning. The county commissioners, of course, our beloved commissioners, their leadership, and along with the tourism board, helping us navigate this wonderful radio station to help us get the message out. The Beaver County Times. The Tim Davis Foundation, W.D. Wright, who's also helping with traffic, the Wright, Beaver County Auto Heritage Valley, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Lindy Paving, Monaca, PA, who's also having their Community Day event. That they've been a longtime partner of ours. Pacer Studios, that makes all of our graphics look as good as they can possibly look. Patriot Home Care in Beaver Falls, Brentwood Bank. The hot dog shop is Americana, as you can get it. Edward Jones, Tyson Smith, Reno Brothers, Spanos Group of Raymond James, Studio SMC, who's going to be sponsoring the people that are going to be jumping out of perfectly good airplanes, and Hap Enterprises, which they're unsung heroes in this as well. So our theme this year is celebrating the 50th anniversary of our Vietnam veterans, the Vietnam War, and so there's going to be a little bit of a Vietnam War theme to Beaver County Boom this year.
It's been 50 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you heard from any of the veterans groups when you let word get out about that? Because I got a feeling if they heard that, that's going to make them sit up straight and smile a little bit.
So they're having a rally, and I wanted to make some light on that. They're having a rally on tomorrow at 3 p.m. in the Gazebo Park in Beaver. And we have some World War II era planes going to be flying over the area. It's at 7 and 8 o'clock. And that is courtesy of Air Heritage Museum. It's all Beaver County. They're helping us out. They've been gracious and tremendous to work with. And so if you haven't visited the Air Heritage Museum up in at the airport, please go and see what they're doing. They restore old planes and keep the aviation alive. But so yeah, we are going to be honoring them. And our theme, our simulcast. Please bring a radio. Listen to this wonderful radio station. The
I will not be on the air, so you will enjoy it. I'll be down amongst it, but I won't be on the air. So
the simulcast will have songs that will take you back and will get you going. But I do really want you to tune in to hear the songs that go along with the fireworks. Tune into this great radio station for that.
Does it get easier over the years because of the legacy that this program and this event is building? Or does it get one year to the next, it can be tougher to come up with the funding and come up with the sponsorships?
I will tell you, yes, it does. But this year, with Rochester Shop and Save coming in so huge with Boom on the Bridge. They put a ton of wind into the sails of this project, and we can't thank them enough for what they're doing. When they put their weight and might behind what travel and tourism dream was on Boom on the Bridge, and I don't want to speak for Gretchen, but it's sometimes easier to hear from a third party how awesome it was to pull something like this off. Could not have been done without Shop and Save and those incredible folks. So this year was surprisingly easier.
Yeah.
Because of good folks like them.
Gretchen, talk about that a little bit, because I'll be honest, I saw the story. I'm like, that's out of the blue. That's a pretty good get. That came up from nothing. How did that happen?
Yeah, I mean, it was really great. I do want to thank everybody, our presenting sponsors, True Value Hardware and Shop and Save Rochester. Not only is their financial support a huge help, it's the support of the community as well, right? I mean, they're bringing everybody together. They have such a huge reach. So not only are they, the money goes a long way, but also on social media and their website, reaching all of those people in our community has been so beneficial to helping us spread the word about this event and getting other communities involved and getting other sponsors involved. Everyone kind of wants to be a part of it. And I love that. I think that's so great.
Does that happen? People say, well, I'm not sure. Well, Shop and Save's involved. Okay, well, now I'm in.
Yeah.
Does it?
They're big names. They're big. So, of course.
Killer pepperoni rolls, too. Yeah, very much so. Are you guys, is this the point where you're just jittery and nervous, or have you been through this enough where you're just excited and you know all the moving parts are where they're supposed to be?
Well, yeah, I mean, we're down to, just weather, really. And if Curtis would just stop talking about...
It's Curtis's fault.
I mean, tell Curtis to stop talking about possibility of rain tomorrow. I mean, it's not going to happen.
But think of it like this, Nate. There's a possibility of rain every day.
But mathematically,
we all wake up with that. It's going to be okay.
But those of you that have attended this fine event for 13 years, we've danced a little bit, but mostly it's been a great time. I would not hesitate to get down early and find a place. There's so much going on. If you're attending the concert at Veterans Bridge, I would get down there early. Like I said, the Bridgewater Summerfest is going on as well. There's Monaca Community Day across the river. Like I said, they're having their event as well. There's just so much going on. This project, Beaver County Boom, was a field of dreams 13 years ago that we pitched to the commissioners to bring an economic impact into this region. It was more than a fireworks show. And to see that from Push Beaver County's perspective to come to fruition, I think we're feeling the gravity of that this year of just how this is all coming to fruition and seeing that what can happen. And Beaver County is such a special place to live, and you're going to see that tomorrow night. So if you miss out on it, that's your fault. But this is a great place to live.
I like that. If you miss out on it, that's on you.
Yep.
Mark and Nate Kopsack are my guests, as well as Gretchen Diatri. Did I say it right? Yeah. I did. All right, it's Teleforum on Beaver County Radio. When will you come down?
Oh,
how many days does it take to come down? Because all of the moving parts, and right now you are at critical mass as far as getting all the last minute stuff that pops up. Because how many different organizations are you talking about? Dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens. How long does it take after the fireworks for your heart rate to go back down to normal?
A couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's when you stop and think about how many people come together to make this event happen, and it's hundreds and hundreds. There's
Early
people
responders.
behind the scenes. There's just so many heroes. It's hard to thank them all, and that's what I think what we think about the most is how many people came together to make something like this happen, and the number is humbling. So it does take a while for that adrenaline to get through the system.
Gretchen, did you know what you were getting involved with in terms of the massive logistics?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I haven't slept. So I'm hopefully I have a couple recovery days after this. But yeah, it's really fun though, you know. It is an adrenaline rush and everything happens so quickly that sometimes you just have to go with it and let it happen.
Ride the lightning.
And you have to make it happen because it has to happen.
Yep.
And I'm a realist, but I'm also an optimist. So I'm very excited.
All right. Now you say you're a realist. That means you expect issues to pop up.
You know, you always have to.
Right.
Plan for that,
Yeah. Right.
My background is in PR, so I'm always think about the worst thing that could happen and then have a plan for it. But I'm strangely calm right now.
The worst thing that can happen.
No, I think ever since I've had kids, I don't think I could get through anything.
You have kids, that's
Yeah, no, I think I'm good, and everyone's been so great to get everything together. Everyone really has been working as a team. All the different organizations, the restaurants and businesses on Riverside Drive, and the marinas, they've been a dream to work with. So it's been great.
What time will your day start tomorrow?
Well,
It depends on when the kids wake you up.
Hopefully they'll still be asleep, but I'll be down there at 5 a.m. to help with the road closures and make sure that is going smooth. And then I'm going to go home
When it's done.
pretty much.
What about you guys? You guys have done this enough. I suspect you've got something of a penciled-in schedule.
Yeah. I mean, it is our 13th year, but it's still. I won't sleep much. I haven't slept much in the last few nights, and we'll be up early and getting things ready at HQ at Mario's 410 for our honoring our sponsors for Beaver County Boom. But yeah, we're it's excitement at this point, and just we're just excited for the whole weekend. So yeah, we'll be up early and can't wait for it.
You're almost giddy.
Oh,
just watching you twitching. You're like one of the little kids waiting on the fireworks.
Well, like I said, this is near and dear to our hearts. It's for our board. It's our biggest, one of our biggest undertakings. So it'll be nice for it to come to fruition this year. And I'm looking forward to seeing all of the different activities going on and just seeing everyone enjoying Beaver County to its fullest.
Mark, how long will you take off before you start planning your 14th excursion into this?
When the last shell goes into the air, we will be walking back and talking about how to make it better for next year. We are constantly challenging ourselves to improve and to just offer just a little, even if it's just a little twist, something new for the wonderful people of Beaver County to enjoy for next year. So it's 365 days. We start planning after that last show.
And that's in spite of the fact that everybody in this room has jobs and lives that they and kids and got to go. Do you think people in Beaver County are starting to catch on how special this place is? Because when I first moved to Beaver County 12, 15 years ago, some people, I think, thought that. Other people said, welcome to the sticks. And I didn't think that at all. It's events like this that make people realize this is not a pedestrian place.
Beaver County has the rivers and the river towns that almost no other county has in the state of Pennsylvania. And I think when you're here, if you're here long enough, you kind of forget the assets that this beautiful community has. And I think a project like this and the partnerships that come together, the businesses that come together, the people, the local governments, the boroughs, everybody coming together to make something big happen is incredibly special. So other communities aren't doing this.
Incredibly not the norm.
It's
also
not at all. So when you sit back and look at all the pieces and parts and the wonderful sponsors and folks like Shop and Save, put wind in your sails. It's just incredible that we have a community that does all that. We're just the vehicle to make it happen. It's we're just blessed to be able to help organize it. But it's humbling, and it's a special place to live.
Beaver County has great people, and I've always said that it's a great brand of people, and people, and they need to know that, and that's why things like this happen here.
They deserve it. They deserve it. We deserve it.
You've both had chances, I'm sure, to go other places.
Oh, yeah.
Why not? Because of what you just said?
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually grew up in South Central Pennsylvania.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Yeah, in a town called York, and I would not trade one day in Beaver County for 1,000. And that's not to say that wasn't a wonderful place, but this community is so special. It's such a wonderful place to call home. I'm proud to be here. I would never want to be anywhere else.
Yep. Gretchen Diatri is my guest, and Mark and Nate Kopsack are my guests. We're talking about Beaver County Boom. Is there anything I should have asked any of you that I didn't? Now's the time to get it off your chest. York was just declared one of the top 10 places in the country to retire. Apparently, it's changed since you were a kid.
It's a wonderful place to live, but that's how special Beaver County is.
That tells you something. What should I have asked you that I didn't ask you?
No, I think we've covered a lot of ground, but I want to thank the all the first responders, the Eric Brewer, emergency management, public works, just every municipality, their fire departments, their police departments, the sheriff's office, everybody that's, and everyone is pulling on the line, the Coast Guard, everyone that has a piece of the puzzle here that is working to make tomorrow a huge success. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts, from our committee. We know it takes a village to make this happen, and we are very thankful for each and every organization that makes it happen.
Yeah, I mean, the law enforcement officials in Beaver County have been a tremendous help, and we wouldn't have been able to organize half of the safety measures that we've been able to put in place.
Without those people,
Absolutely not. No.
This doesn't happen.
Getting everybody in the room together to collaborate on this was vital, and it's really going to help make it a huge success.
Are you this is your first run at this, right?
For this event?
For
yes.
this event?
Yes.
Cautiously optimistic, paranoid?
I think everything, a little bit of everything.
All of it?
Maybe, yeah.
All right.
But I just do want to remind people that we do have shuttle services that are available at Brady's Run Ice Arena and the New Brighton Sewage Treatment Plant. You can park your cars there, and the shuttles will run every 10 to 15 minutes, drop you off pretty close to the festival, and there will be handicap accessible shuttles as well. So.
All right, Gretchen, Mark, Nate, thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
Thank you for
I'm
having
not
us,
talking
Eddie.
about coming by here. I'm talking about thank you for making this event happen. Because as far as I'm concerned, this is the biggest event of the year.
Yep.
Thank you.
It's our pleasure.
You want to do 2 hours and talk politics?
I think we'll leave that to you.
That's our execute.
The Kopsacks and Gretchen Diatri, Beaver County Boom is tomorrow.
95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with WBVP, WMBA.